Isaiah's experience echoes one of Christianity's most radical teachings, that children possess unique spiritual receptivity. In Mark's Gospel, Jesus famously scolded disciples who tried to shoo away children, declaring, "Let the little children come to me, for the kingdom of God belongs to such as these." Christ's insistence wasn't sentimental, it was theological dynamite. Ancient societies viewed children as property, not spiritual vessels. By elevating their access to divine truth, Jesus overturned social hierarchies. Modern neuroscience confirms children's extraordinary perceptual openness. Their brains haven't yet formed the reality filters that block adults from unconventional experiences. Experts note, children report visions and voices at rates exponentially higher than adults. Their threshold between imagination and spiritual experience is remarkably porous. If you're captivated by extraordinary real-life accounts, support our channel's mission, hit like, subscribe, and join our community exploring life's profound mysteries. The biblical foundation for Isaiah's vision emerges from Acts' explosive prophecy. "In the last days, I will pour out my Spirit on all people. Your children will prophesy, your young will see visions." This wasn't casual poetry. When Apostle Peter quoted Joel's ancient text at Pentecost, he anchored Christianity in a revolutionary concept. God speaks through society's margins, women, slaves, and crucially, children. Early church records document countless child visionaries through history, with accounts of toddlers describing angelic visitations and children's dreams guiding community decisions. This tradition continues today in faith communities where testimonies like Isaiah's aren't dismissed as fantasy but investigated as potential divine encounters. Isaiah's persistent prayers, "God, talk to me," whispered nightly for weeks, reveal another overlooked truth: spiritual hunger isn't adult exclusive. Researchers observe that around age 4, children naturally begin pondering existential questions. Kids this age grapple with invisibility. Where do people go when they die? What's beyond the sky? Isaiah's prayers represent innate God consciousness surfacing naturally without adult prompting. His mother Brittany didn't coach him, she simply answered his questions about prayer when he asked. The unsolicited nature of his vision lends profound credibility. He lacked theological concepts like rapture or spiritual warfare symbols that might shape an adult's expectations. The vision's content left his family awestruck. Isaiah described white people talking in your brain, beings of light communicating telepathically beyond normal hearing. He saw specific relatives, himself, his mother, grandmother, Mimi, and others, lifting skyward without mechanical means. Most striking was his description of spiritual unification: "We combined as one people." This mirrors biblical teachings about the church becoming one body and visions of the redeemed as a great multitude from every nation. Equally startling were the darker elements: dinosaurs behind the dead, and the devil is black. While perplexing at first hearing, these symbols align with biblical apocalyptic literature where monsters represent chaos and darkness signifies evil. Specialists suggest a child's symbolic vocabulary is naturally limited. He may have seen spiritual entities beyond human description and translated them into concepts from his world, like dinosaurs from picture books or cartoons. Brittany's decision to record Isaiah wasn't impulsive. She described receiving strong confirmation after prayer, a practice rooted in biblical discernment principles. The early church tested prophecies carefully, and Brittany followed this wisdom. Her recording captures raw authenticity: Isaiah's bouncing excitement on camera, his insistent repetition that this wasn't a dream, and his childlike frustration when adults called it a vision. "I see it in real life," he protested, highlighting how children experience spiritual phenomena through concrete sensory perception rather than abstract categories. The video's power lies in its unvarnished quality: no coaching, no leading questions, just a baffled mother gently asking, "Then what happened next?" while letting her son narrate freely. The YouTube host's reaction underscores why such testimonies matter across faith traditions. Children give details they didn't know about. Isaiah had no prior rapture teaching, yet described 3 complex theological concepts. 1. Believers ascending bodily. 2. Spiritual unity transcending individuality. 3. Cosmic conflict between light and darkness. His account unintentionally mirrors eschatological sequences describing the faithful being caught up and final spiritual battles. While some might suggest hidden memories or subconscious influences, the host's core point resonates. Unlike adult visionaries, children lack sophisticated frameworks to reconstruct expected religious narratives. The purity comes from receiving without preconception. Isaiah's backyard encounter forces a reckoning with profound questions. Are children's spiritual antennas uniquely attuned to divine frequencies? Does God indeed pour out His Spirit on all flesh, including preschoolers? And what does this mean for how we approach faith, doubt, and the hereafter? The implications ripple far beyond one family's astonishing testimony. First, Isaiah's vision challenges our culture's diminishing of child consciousness. Modernity often reduces childhood to developmental stages and cognitive milestones. Yet cross-culturally, societies embracing child spirituality report consistent patterns. Indigenous children describe ancestral spirits, and children in various traditions report encounters matching their cultural frameworks. This suggests we've underestimated young minds' capacity for transcendent experience. Studies demonstrate that spiritually nurtured children exhibit significantly lower depression rates and higher resilience markers. Spiritual awareness, researchers argue, is as innate as language acquisition. Isaiah's experience becomes a living case study in this phenomenon. His simple prayers invited divine response, and his uncluttered perception received it without skeptical filters that often block adult experiences. The vision's apocalyptic nature also demands serious reflection. Isaiah saw both redemption and conflict. This mirrors Christianity's paradoxical view of the end times, ultimately triumphant yet preceded by turbulence. His dinosaur imagery, while initially jarring, fits symbolic representations of chaos in sacred texts. More significantly, his insistence that we combined as one people offers radical hope in our fragmented world. In an era of tribalistic divides, a child envisions ultimate unity beyond race, nationality, or denomination. This aligns with ancient prayers for harmony, that they may be one. Isaiah accidentally painted the kingdom's culmination, not homogenized uniformity, but diverse souls in perfect harmony. Critics might dismiss this as imagination run wild. Yet compelling patterns emerge when examining global child vision reports through history. During early 20th century apparitions, children described apocalyptic visions matching Isaiah's symbols, luminous beings, masses ascending, and cosmic signs. More recently, survivors of conflicts documented children describing nearly identical beings of light visions before traumatic events. These accounts across cultures and eras share core elements: luminous presence, collective destiny, and warnings of spiritual conflict. The consistency suggests something beyond fantasy or cultural programming. Isaiah's story also revolutionizes parenting approaches. Brittany modeled discerning responsiveness, neither dismissing the experience as just imagination nor overenthusiastically amplifying it for attention. She prayed privately for confirmation, recorded testimony respectfully, then shared it cautiously with trusted communities. This balanced approach prevents exploitation while honoring spiritual authenticity. Her instincts reflect spiritual methods, welcoming child contributions without placing burdens beyond their emotional maturity. Faith communities might learn from this, creating safe spaces for children's spiritual experiences without performance pressure or adult interpretation overshadowing the child's voice. The fundraiser promoted alongside Isaiah's testimony, providing Bibles and Christian resources, represents the appropriate response: action. Visions aren't for entertainment but mobilization toward compassion. Isaiah saw darkness and light in conflict. Believers counter by spreading light through tangible service. The care packages become living expressions of heavenly principles, meeting physical needs while addressing spiritual hunger. This mirrors ancient practices where visions consistently preceded missional action, turning revelation into practical love. Ultimately, Isaiah's experience invites personal self-examination. His persistent prayer, "God, talk to me," highlights our adult tendency to complicate divine connection with theological debates and ritual obligations. We analyze texts, dissect doctrines, but rarely approach the sacred with childlike expectancy. Ancient words resurface with new urgency, "Unless you become like little children." Isaiah's vision suggests the kingdom isn't grasped through intellectual sophistication but received through humble openness. His dinosaurs and flying family members remind us that higher communication adapts to the listener's understanding, speaking through playground imagery to a preschooler or through life circumstances to adults. In our scientific age, we've exiled mystery from daily life. Isaiah's testimony is an invitation to reclaim awe without surrendering critical thinking. Not uncritical credulity, but humble acknowledgement that a 4-year-old's backyard might be as close to the veil's thinning as any hallowed sanctuary. As screens flicker with wars and warnings, perhaps the most revolutionary act is to kneel beside a child and ask with genuine curiosity, "What do you see?" The answer might just lift our eyes and hearts toward horizons beyond our imagining. If Isaiah's journey moved you, join our truth-seeking community. Like, comment, and subscribe for more encounters at the edge of the visible world.